Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm DD. This is a DD Trader channel, and I hope you're liking the videos. Please like, subscribe, comment. We want to put out some more for you, and yeah, I'm having fun doing them. So today we're going to talk about trading psychology, and I think that it breaks down to three main negative emotions that affect our trading, and those emotions are fear, greed, and ego. I don't know that ego is really an emotion. It's like controls everything. But those three negative things of fear, greed, and ego are absolutely killing trading all over. They make the most money out of anyone. So let's get into them. So first with fear. So fear is like you're afraid to enter a position and lose. You know that you have a trading method and you know that you could do well with it, but you are afraid to get into the position. Either like you lost recently too much money and you're afraid, or even sometimes people feel like they won a lot of money recently and they don't want to lose it again. So it's like not interested really in my strategy or in everything I know, because I'm more interested in the loss that might happen, and that comes from fear. Another one is I'm afraid to stay in a position until it hits its target. I think I could suffer from this, and I see like online, even like the gurus with their Telegram channels and everything, they're just like getting out, taking break even, scaling in, scaling out. We made a certain analysis before we got into a trade, and then all of a sudden, like once we're in a position, it's a totally different world, and nobody's like staying until the target. It's wild, like you'll see somebody online and he's just like, okay, this looks like a good position. It's a 10 pip stop and a 50 pip target, so it's a 5-to-1 ratio, and then after like 20 pips he's out. Like, what's that about? That's fear, man. I guess sometimes you could say that like things change and you could get out. That's something to talk about at a different time, but too much time we're getting out of our positions because we're afraid to lose. And then there's like afraid to miss a trade and like going in because you're afraid that the trade might happen without you. I really don't understand that much, but people have said that to me, like I'm getting in because I don't want to miss the move. Like, I mean, the market's moving all the time. Like, I don't really get that, but I think it's a definitely a common fear. So next we're going to talk about greed. I don't really get this so much, but greed is like refusing to close a position because you want more profit. Refusing to close a position because you want more profit. I don't get that. Like, I'm always getting out too early. I feel like I wish I could stay in so long and then just like keep on pushing more and more. But some people just like they don't realize when the move is over, and they just refuse to close the position because they just want more and more. And then something I do get like is like forcing a situation to happen. Like, I need to have this. I'm gonna scale in. The market's moving. I gotta get in. I gotta be in this trend. And forcing that. That's like definitely greed talking. And then finally is ego, and like this is like a really bad one. The need to be right. This happens like when you're like you lose and you're just like, oh, it was just like a little bit of a wipeout, a fake out. Like, they wicked me out, and I got in a little bit too early, but I know where it's going. And it's going back up, and therefore we're getting into position again after we lost, because we can't admit you're wrong, and that's like this need to be right. Also, like holding the position too long, or God forbid, like moving your stop loss even longer, waiting for it to turn around, which is like the worst possible thing you could do in trading. But holding a positions too long, or like, what if you were like in profit and then it started to like consolidate a little and it starts to go down, and you're just like, oh, I was in profit already. I can't get out now because then like everything that I did already, like I lost, and then this whole position is going to be a break even or a loss, and then you wait and it goes longer and longer, and the move is totally over and you're out. I mean, so like the ego just gets in the way of us seeing things clearly. So I think the fear, the greed, and the ego, these things, like, they affect our just the way we see things. Like, once we're overcome with fear, once we're overcome with greed and ego, like, we don't think correctly. We don't think how we know. When we're playing a demo account, or when we're practicing, or when we're having a good day. So then, like, we're flowing, we're calm, and we're being controlled by, like, what we're seeing on the charts. But when the emotions take over and the fear is like, oh, I gotta get it, I can't lose this money. So then you're just out, and, like, you're not trading, your emotions are trading. So I think these are the main things that get in the trader's way. And I just want to talk about, like, two very general solutions about how to overcome these emotions. And you might have heard me talk about this on a different video, but number one is confidence. And number two is appreciating the market's randomness. The confidence that we're going to get in our trading comes from back testing. When we see, like, that we go back or we have a demo account and we see that we were able to execute on our trading plan correctly and over a certain amount of time, so that gives us confidence, and that confidence should overcome all these emotions. What are you afraid of to lose now? It doesn't matter. You've seen that over time you could be more successful than losing. I mean, you could win more than you lose. And over time, your account just builds. You've seen that with the backtesting, haven't you? And if you haven't, then maybe you should get to doing that, because you're never going to be, in charge and in control of your emotions if it's just like, I don't know if I was ever good. You got to know that you were able to be successful at one point, whether it's backtesting or whether it's, like, trading with a very small account and building it up slowly. That confidence is a key ingredient in trading, because it helps you overcome these emotions. Like, you don't need to think about needing to be right, because you don't need to be right, because you're confident that over time you're able to win. Now, I think this goes together with appreciating the market's randomness. Like, there's no need to be afraid to hold the position. Like, what if you totally lose this position? Who cares? It's one position. And you know that the market is random, and sometimes it could swipe you out and take you out and, splash you out, whatever. And that doesn't matter, because it's not about this trade. It's about what you've seen with your confidence over time, that even though your account goes up and down, but it goes up a little bit more. And that's how you're ready to get into the market in the big way with big money, because you're confident, because you appreciate that any trade at any time could lose. And therefore, I don't need to worry. I don't need to be right. I don't need to hold this position too long, whether it's winning or losing, because I appreciate that every trade is just a random trade. But over time, I've seen, and I have confidence that I'm going to make it happen in the long run. So I hope you guys appreciated this, short little video. These are the three main emotions that get in our way. And we got to do everything that we can. We got to backtest. We got to appreciate, statistics and randomness, and just keep going and not thinking about one loss or thinking about one big loss, because everything is random, and everything over time, with the confidence, with the proof that you have, is going to work out in the end. All right, guys, good trading. DD out.